I'm dying. Send to help. Copy. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Copy. Close. I'm so old. My everything hurts. I'm dying. This is how I open streams, by the way, now. What to do? I don't think I've got anybody in chat yet, but if so, hello. I'm just posting my links. Got to add Vicar. Boop doop boop boop ba doop ba doo. I'm so old. I don't know why I keep saying that. Probably because I feel really feckin' old. Hashtag going live with more hashtag modded vintage story. Almost hit post without actually sharing the link. There we go. All of my links are shared. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Hello, Penny. Hello, Vicar. Boom. I haven't even started yet. So presumably the two of you are the rest of chat. Or rather, all of chat. I don't know why I'm starving. I do know that I need to make another sword. Oh great, my inventory is full. I can cast a spell. Ooh, that'll make me walk quieter. Alright, let's go ahead and throw some of my stuff away. Obviously not throwing it away, but I'm moving it to my cellar chests where it belongs. So how's everybody in chat doing tonight? I guess it is 3:42 in the morning. I meant to start streaming earlier, but I've got a weird headache. So I've got no plans for this stream. We're just planning to vibe. Let's see here. 80 out of 1,000. I wonder if anybody would notice if I just, between streams, change my nexuses out for admin nexuses that have an infinite amount of energy. Surely that's not cheating. Either that or it's like the most blatant form of cheating. One of the two, I can't remember. Thank you for the eggs, ladies. I could always boil more eggs. 4-hour egg boiling stream, anybody? I love the winter in real life, but waiting for the winter in vintage story to end is kind of boring. Couldn't find what I'm doing with my eggs. Got a lot of them. Why do I also have so many rocks? Eggs. There we go. Probably eat from my salad. Delicious. Couldn't also drink some Rift Bloom tea. My mouse scroll wheel is broken. I would imagine that that does make getting a frequency and polarity correct a tiny bit difficult. For just inventory management, you can use the number keys for the most part. Speaking of Voices of the Void, somebody on another server told me that I absolutely have to play on the 24th, which is an extremely suspicious thing to say. If I'm doing Vintage Story one day and then Voices of the Void the next, technically the 24th should be a Vintage Story day. But we'll see. We shall see. Can I put this here? No. I gotta do something about these cattails. I'm sorry, cattails, you gotta go. No patience. I mean, I wouldn't know that I absolutely have to stream on the 24th. Although the person who told me that I have to play on the 24th doesn't know that I stream. I will probably be done with all of the story content by the 24th. We shall see. I keep hearing mixed numbers as to when the story content ends. I've seen 40 days, I've seen 42 days, and I saw somebody say 200 days, and I'm like, I don't think that it's 200. Basalt. I do need more limestone, not even just for leather, but like to work on my chicken coop. Rift activity is calm, so I suppose I could go grab a bunch of limestone. Hello! What does UIA mean? Oh, I remember you. You're the person who went to work, but you forgot all of your clothes. Make some random event guaranteed. I like random events. I just don't want to know what they are. If it's something that I'm not going to do by myself that can trigger the random event, then helping me stumble into it will be fine. Like that person who insisted that I put all of the bones in the emergency shower. I was just going to keep the skull on my desk. In fact, I kind of wish that I did, because the skull is not on... like, it just disappeared. Presumably it became that entity that randomly attacked me. Your body stops recovering mana. Oh, speaking of randomly attacked, you know that weird grey diamond thing that I was chasing, but it managed to escape? I think it already left before it happened, but I caught up to it, and it just killed me. Just shoots up like a big space laser, and I was dead. As a doornail. So whatever that is, it's not friendly. I don't think that it's actually related to the aliens I currently know about. Okay. So if we're lucky, I'll get it before the 24th. I do know that there's like a Halloween mode, but I think it's a joke. Unless Halloween mode is where you get Krampus from. I was looking through the tips and tricks page, and one of them was how to get rid of Krampus, and I'm like, well, how do I get Krampus? Do I have to misbehave? What does that look like? Another one of the tips and tricks told you about like a ritual. So some of them are spoilers, and then some of them are like hints on how to start doing things that could be spoilered. I'm not entirely sure. Without the help, though, I'm probably just going to be cleaning the facility the next stream and a half. Also, I definitely need a rake. I don't think I planted my lemon. I think I just buried it. I looked up how to actually garden stuff. And when they planted the sugarcane, it was immediately obvious that it was planted. I think my lemon's just buried. Which is how you would be planting things in real life, but I don't think it's planted in the game. How you doing, buddy? I'm glad that my sheep are doing well. Let's go and make some... Ow. Oh, it's a bowthorn. I also probably just walked into some... Rift activity is high all of a sudden. Anybody else here, like, really tired? All the time? I am not going to use fire clay just to make cobblestone. Wee. I keep pressing R to try to put my inventory items away, which is how you do that in Voices of the Void, but that's not what I'm playing. Rusty dust. Where is my clay? That's more fire clay, which I don't want to use. I know I've got normal red clay somewhere. Like, more than that. I'll take that with me, since it's better than nothing. Whoop. Fire clay. Huh. I probably do have to go get more clay. Now's not a good time to do it, though. Oh, never mind. Here we go. Ton of clay. I can also put my purple cocaine down. It's a joke. It's dark essence ash. Which is probably a weirder substance than cocaine. But only just. Whoops. I don't think 16 is going to be enough. I've got not a lot more. Boom. Alright. I could use granite cobblestone for my chicken coop. It's not like the chickens care. Bowthorn, could you come over here? No reason, just towards the glowing red orb. I don't think the Bowthorn's interested in helping me out. Right. There's a drifter. Where's my sword? Here's my sword. I need to make another one of these. I also need more spells. Ow. Jerk. Hello, BoGB. How is life treating you? Boom, look at that. My chickens actually almost have an actual floor. I should get them some breadcrumbs. Yeah. Oh, sweet. A shiver walked into my orb. Shiver, get back in the orb. There we go. Although I have had shivers just glitch through my doors. Seems hardly fair. Hello, Inger. I'm a tiny bit lower energy than I was last stream. I had a weird headache like an hour ago. If I pretend I don't still have a weird headache, Vicar won't get on my case about my constant dehydration. Oh shit, I'm starving. I could make more of these salads. But sure would be nice if I had access to better food. I'm going to have cheese very soon here, which is actually unusually early to have cheese. I'm not going to make cheese though, I'm probably just going to make cottage cheese. Because you can mix cottage cheese into salads. Ow. Which is probably the way to go. My knife is basically broken. Also, I should take care of my salt. Arcane crystal? No. I mean, these are handy. Oh. Bowthorn, you should totally keep running in that direction. Oh wait, it's unactive. Inactive. Sorry, buddy, I just gotta kill you the old-fashioned way. I forgot my thing only works during the night. Of course, dude had nothing and he broke my knife. If he wasn't already dead, I would kill him again. Oh yeah, I started doing it last night. I should build a little roof over my fish traps so that I can continue to catch fish. Look at that, already frozen over again. That looks bad, but eat will do for now. I'm not going to get enough fish that I can make fish sauce, but if I could make fish sauce, I can make fish gelatin. Who doesn't like fish gelatin? I'd try it. Jellied eel's pretty good once you can get over the texture. Which is probably a good sign that I just like eel rather than jellied eel. Alright, should probably bait that with something. Jerky is a pretty good thing to be baiting fish traps with, considering it's like got new nutritional value of its own. So I'll just keep dropping stuff on my floor. I love dropping stuff on my floor. There you go, jerky, jerky. There's so much I want to do, but everything is covered in snow, so I can't do it right now. I'd also like to start growing stuff again. Also, why are you active? I think this is just active when it's a certain level of dark outside, because, what is that? 3 PM is not night. I guess it looks like it in some places, though. Reflectivity is still high. If I can find another rift, I can possibly find those little things that I'm breaking for enchanted artifacts and spells. Honestly, they need a higher drop rate. Oh, there's a hare out here. Wait a minute. Did that just say that hares are resistant to lightning? Yeah. How are you resistant to lightning? I'm not resistant to lightning. And I'm an air sign. Ow. Where'd it go? There you are. Am I getting worse at playing games? Constantly? I don't want to use my obsidian for that. But I can't nap limestone. I'll just be back with a knife. Looked like something was dead over there. Probably could get away with making an iron knife. It would actually be really handy. Empty, empty, empty. Oh. Come on, Shiver. Follow me. Over here. Here, boy. Alright. Oh, see how it is? Alright, if I was a knife, probably just have to make another one. I'm constantly losing those. Or they're breaking, rather. Basalt, basalt. Do I have a stick? Not on me. There we go. I've actually not found any meteoric iron yet. In my Let's Play, I found enough meteoric iron to make an entire brigandine, and then I never had an iron anvil. Meaning I could never actually make the brigandine. You here, you there. I'll go ahead and carve my kill. Hopefully it's got some magical gems on it for me. Oh yeah, my salt. I keep forgetting I need to check on that. If I don't check on my salt, I can't start making more. And if I want to continue to survive, I basically need... Nope. Not even a unique crystal. I need salt going all the time. Where are my buckets? I've got them on me. I don't know how I didn't see that. Probably because I'm dumb. Tease what it is. Yoink. 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 I'm in no rush to dry this. Follow me, Drifter. Come now. Over this way, you two. Follow your nose. For the colorful taste that shows. I don't even like Fruit Loops. I don't know why I keep saying that. What exactly is a colorful taste? Alright, that's too many drifters. Alright, are you the last one? Because I got shit to do, buddy. It's not a portal. That's my devouring void. It consumes the life force of monsters and animals to create dark essence, which I need for my spells. It's part of Rustbound magic. Rustbound magic does actually add portals, though. I can't make them, because I am a shit mage. But mages with a real attention span, and more hours in the mod, can make portals. 50, 50, 50. Alright, I can just seal all my salt. I'm putting salt in barrels to make salt crystals is part of expanded foods. Or actually, I think it's part of a culinary artillery. Which is like a mod that you need for expanded foods to work. I don't like the color red, but it is kind of mesmerizing, isn't it? If I could just get monsters to walk into it. I could also sacrifice my pigs, but friendly animals aren't worth nearly as much. Alright, Padoru, what's your story? That looks nothing like the black holes from Voices of the Void. For some reason, the black holes in Voices of the Void look like biblically accurate angels. Why can't I talk? I was having that headache earlier. Maybe I'm finally dying. I need to make another salad. I've got the stuff to make another salad. I still got 6 boiled eggs. I don't know where my carrots and onion are, but they're presumably in here, if I remember to put them away. Yep, chopped carrots, chopped onion. Hello, Deimos. Put that down. I need more inventory space. What are you? Primal Arcanus? Not that I couldn't put my mixing bowl in here. Start the preparations to make a salad. Put my salt water back over here. Freed up like 2 inventory slots. I can put my gears on the ground. I thought I had a pile of these already. Guess not. Right, let's go ahead and pick up the stuff I need for my salads. Not the raw eggs. Here we go, boiled chicken eggs. Chopped carrots. Chopped onion. Probably need to chop more carrots and onion. I need to chop more onion anyway. One more onion. Surely I've got such a thing. That's a turnip. Here we go, single onion. A classic carrot, onion, and boiled egg soup. I mean salad. Salads and cold pastas are quite a bit better than soups and stews. In the mod, not real life. Anything you can make in a mixing bowl like this can have more ingredients. Like, look at that. 600 vegetable satiety, 400 protein satiety. Satiety. I just see everyone pronounce it saturation. Fuck it, let's go ahead and drink more of my Rift Bloom tea. Your body starts to recover mana. I do wish mana regeneration was just something you did naturally. I should repair this grimoire. How do I make... Not that expensive. Need to find what I did with all of my stuff, though. Oh, there's my gears. Rusty dust, shifting fibers, and enchanted stone. I don't have inventory space. My kingdom for inventory space. Whoops. Huh. Actually, you know what? I probably have to make it in the enchanted, the thematic workstation. That's where most magic stuff has to be made. It doesn't matter if I use dark or light. Weep do 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 do. Can't move this, unfortunately. I can move this though. Probably just do that. Let's make 2 of them. I thought that's how you repaired things. Maybe I have to repair it in the crafting table. Yes, like that. Boom, fully repaired. Spell tomes are pretty durable. They don't lose durability by casting, but they do lose durability every time you die. And I died twice in the last stream. Once because I was careless, and then once again because I'm stupid. There we go. Almost looks like red cabbage, doesn't it? Can only do so much with so few pixels. Let's go ahead and put my spell back in my sanctum. My kingdom for an actual offensive spell or something. Problem is that to make an offensive spell, I'm going to need this to absorb more life force. But monsters don't want to walk into the weird glowing red thing. For some reason. Ow. Come now. Just come towards the glowing red thing. Excellent. This one's just a rust element. Meaning I don't need it. I would rather the life essence. Your body stops recovering mana. Just gotta play Ring Around the Rosies a bit. Come on. Now. I'm calling shenanigans. I refuse to believe that I'm careless. That shouldn't have hit me. Where'd it go? Was it fully consumed? Oh, there it is. Come on, buddy, I don't have all day. Just get in the orb. I don't know where it went, but I don't think it went in the orb. I did just notice that I can still meditate on the orb. Getting extra mana this way does not help me towards ascension, but more mana is good mana. Alright. Max mana increased by 2. I think I already researched the runestone, unfortunately. Can I meditate on this? That's transmutable. Alright. It's only minus 11 Celsius. Any fish in my fish traps? Yes, actually. Bait's gone. I need a whole stack of 64 fish to actually be able to make fish sauce. How does that old tongue twister go? She stood on the balcony of Mrs. Smith's fish sauce shop, inexplicably mimicking him, hiccuping and amicably welcoming him in. I used to be better at tongue twisters. If anybody asks, I'm just dying. I don't know why anybody would ask. It's a bit rude. Like, oi mate, I thought you used to be able to speak. And here I am, just mumbling about fish sauce. What's funny is that fish sauce is a great ingredient for salads. Oh, I just want to make fish gelatin. Just because. Alright, let's go ahead and try to get some Z's, I suppose. A lot of the stuff that I'm trying to do now to ascend as a mage is pretty passive. Where'd all my satiety go? Must have been tossing and turning in my sleep to have burnt that many calories. Are you dry? New dryable requires 3 hours. No. Let's go ahead and get this salt drying so that I can use it in my stuff. Rift activity is low. I just need monsters to walk into this. I can chase the hare into it, but it's only going to be worth like 5 essence. Actually, you know what I said I was going to do and then didn't? Is I didn't grab any breadcrumbs for my chickens. Gotta keep them well fed. Keep popping out eggs. Also need to make more breadcrumbs, apparently. I can also use breadcrumbs in my salads. It's not a very good use of bread, though. Yoink. Thank you. How are my sheep doing? Is pregnant. Ellen's still trying to kill me, and is pregnant. Come on, you crazy kids, give birth already. That's a normal thing to say. Oh, I don't know why I'm so tired. I've actually got tonight off work. I'm not going to do anything special. I will probably start another 1 AM Voices of the Void stream, though. Unless because Voices of the Void got a 1 AM stream that went on for like 7 hours. I could be fair and give Vintage Story its own 7-hour stream. But I would need something to really work towards. There's a lot I want to do. But I can't with it being winter. Like, for example, I'm probably going to get rid of this entire hill. Because I want to build a barn, like here somewhere. Yeah, I'm probably going to build the barn there between where the sheep and the chickens are. But then I also want to have, like, pigs, which would preferably also have access, in air quotes, to the barn. Of course, I'm probably also going to need another lightning rod. In theory, that lightning rod should protect quite a wide area because it's up in the air that high, but I don't know if that's actually how that works. I'm told that's how that works. And it would be a really weird thing to lie about. However, that doesn't sound like that should be how it works, even if it is. Let's see here. Rusty dust. Rusty compound. Ooh, Sears compound to be removed. I keep checking my internet because 2 streams in a row now Comcast has decided to just kill my internet. Obviously they're not deciding to do it. Comcast is just a shitty internet provider. But they don't need to do better since they've got a monopoly in the area. Growing onions. Growing onions for a growing kobold. Olenin vitund vasanut. I should learn more Finnish. Demos, you're still here, right? You should learn Finnish with me. It's not practical, but it would be fun. What's Swift activity? Low? I should really do something with the spell tome that's just taking up inventory spot. Or not tome. Oh yeah. So it's not a good use of my essence, but I can also do this. Resonating with a nearby essence generator. Hopefully it continues to resonate, even though that's deactivated. I need this essence for more important stuff, but I'm tempted to do it over here as well. You resonating? I don't know if that one will resonate, since technically it should be 1 block below. I will not explain myself. I'm going to be making new nexuses as soon as I've got like an actual mage tower planned out. I should put my chopped carrots away and then pull out this book, since we're just killing time waiting for spring. Also, I preheated the oven and forgot I was doing that. It's probably still warm. Yeah, it's still plenty hot, but I'm going to have to heat it again. There's a reason that I tag all of my streams with ADHD. That's because my brain don't work. How's your growth going? Will mature in about a day. About a day can be anything that's not like 2 days or... Are y'all still alive in there? I'd assume they're fine. The mod didn't say anything about them dying if left in the cage for too long. Although watch me actually build them a nice little enclosure, only to let them out and they're just dead. I have been this entire time. Storage is a huge issue. Boom. My hazelnut growths are dead. Might as well cut those off. Once it warms up a bit, I can start expanding my hazelnut and dwarf pine empire. I can also expand my raspberries, but those do more hurting me than anything. I don't know why so many of these bushes have thorns. Just seems a bit cruel, honestly. I didn't know that Squid Games had a villain. Well, I'm glad you had fun. Did you check out that game I suggested on Roblox, the Funky Volley game? It's got promise, just needs more content. Also, a proper flight tutorial would be nice. I made a proper flight tutorial on this very channel. But flight is not explained in-game very well. But a volley are great, so I'm glad the game does exist. Just to show off my volley again, check them out. Also this one. Oh sweet, my stuff is done. You didn't try it? Well, if you like flying around as a funky space raptor, I definitely recommend it. There's combat, but there's not really a whole lot to fight yet. There's even combat drones, but at the moment you can really just use them for mining, which is hilarious, but that's also not what combat drones are for. Come on, salt crystals. I thought I took it out too early. One of them did not fully dry. That's what happens when you're careless, chat. Learn from my mistakes, don't be me. I know that I'm super smart and funny, but I'm nothing to strive to be for. Like... Scratch that smart thing. Actually, scratch the funny as well. Yes, my salt empire is growing. I probably could have just scrolled instead of doing that. But that's what I did. Hot-blooded, shake it and see. I've got a fever of 103 Celsius. I'm actively dying. Are you dry? No. I want to make fish jerky, but I happen to know that it sucks. I like fish jerky in real life, but it's not worth making in Vintage Story. But if you do have the primitive survival mod, making jerky is pretty good. Even if you're just using it for fish traps. I wish there was a way to actually fish. Like, one of my favorite things to do in Minecraft is fishing, even though it's extremely tedious. I just like collecting and making, or cooking food. Don't it? I don't get how the fish are escaping with my bait, considering it's a tiny, 3x7 pond or whatever it is. I've not actually checked. I need to keep collecting fish so that I can extend the life of that one. I should become a Roblox streamer. I'm joking, mostly. I wouldn't mind streaming the Funky Volley game once it's actually got more stuff. As it is now, there's not much to do except look around and be in a volley. the game is still in active development. In fact, until recently, your inventory wasn't saved between, like, play sessions. So if you went through all the trouble of making an outfit, you'd have to re-equip it at the start of every play session. Which is not difficult. Why can't I open this? Or quern it. Oh, it's because those are the ones with the damp crystals. Now I can quern it. You have to be smarter than the salt, apparently. I still need a magician's hat. Or rather, an apprentice hat. I can't make the magician stuff yet. Hell yeah. Look at all that salt. Salt is usually a lot more annoying than annoying to get in Vintage Story, but it also doesn't have as many uses. Yes, peak cinema. Just grinding salt in a quern. My crystal! It also turned into what I wanted it to. How much energy did that use? Oh, that only used 5 essence. There are 3 different things it can turn the crystals into, so I just happened to get the one that I wanted. Peak cinema is me checking every couple of minutes to see if I've got more fish in my trap. You can also make a second type of fish trap. I mean, there's actually 3 types of fish traps. But one, all you need are a bunch of sticks. Darn it, still no fish in my traps. What if I can't find a bear? If I find a bear, I will ask it if bears shit in the woods. I feel like Roblox updates super often. I only notice because every time it does update, it changes where it is on my desktop. I really don't play Roblox that often. Not because it's a children's game and I'm 30. You don't have to be a child to enjoy Roblox. But there's only the one game I play on there. And it hasn't updated. Actually, it's probably updated once or twice since the last time I played. Doo-doo. That's me. What am I looking for? I think stuff. Stuff is the waypoint I'm looking for. Oh, yep, there's the ladder. Yeah. It took me a while to even figure out how to use Roblox, though. And my Roblox account name is Satu Poetica. Because Storyteller WMD was already taken. But it had to have been taken by me, because who else would use Storyteller WMD as a title? But I don't know the password connected to that account. Is there anything in here? I think I've already looked around in here. No, there is not anything in here. There are some tables. A brazier. Or brazier. Brazier is something else entirely. Last time I tried to come down here, there were like 30 locusts, and there are still 30 locusts. Probably because there's 2 locust nests in the area. I don't want to break that until all the locusts have spawned. Come on, locusts. Come here, little babies. I can't reset the password, no, because, like, I never actually verified my email. It's kind of wild that, they let you make an account without verifying your email. You do that after the account is made. Which is how idiots like me end up losing their usual username. Come on, locusts. I'm starting to think that maybe they're friendly. I mean, they're not. They're just not attacking me for some reason. Up here. I know you see me. No one's trying to kill me. Come on, little baby. Little baby boy! Actually, I think locusts are genderless like I am. Hello, pocket dragon! Come on. I'd rather you come up here so I can kill you at my own rate, rather than jump into a pit of enemies. They don't do a lot of damage, but 5 or 6 of them at a time will probably hurt. Oh yeah, arachnophobia warning. I don't think they have 8 legs. But as far as I can tell, things don't need to have 8 legs to trigger arachnophobia. How much inventory space do I have? Basically none. I love how prepared I am all the time. That took forever to break. I think it took so long to break because it can still spawn locusts. I believe they break faster. Ow. Why don't you hurt yourself on rusty metal? If I walked into the metal spikes, I'd get hurt. Can I take these with me? I don't know what I would do with them, but I want them. What is that? Metal parts? I'll take it. Huh. I don't think I can carve you. No, I can't carve them. More metal parts, though. Oh, saw blade locust. Ow. One hit kill. Yeah, you don't want to mess with saw blade locusts. Alright, let's go where I died. It will vanish after 5 more uses. I forgot I didn't set that to infinite. Most of the threats down here are taken care of. If I just had an offensive spell. What kind of mage doesn't have an offensive spell? Other than this one. Although rust mages are more like wizards. I suppose mage could be used for anything. Any, like, class that casts magic. If you go with the old definition of mage, which is just any educated person, wizards are probably closer to mages than sorcerers. Ack. But when I think, like, mage gameplay that I enjoy, I think sorcerers. It's probably gonna kill me in one hit again, so I need it to die first. If I had a swingy weapon instead of a stabby weapon, I would feel a lot more confident in my ability to kill it. Yep, died in one shot again. I'll get it this time for sure. Go ahead and just real quick. There we go. In case it kills me another 4 more times in a row. Right? You should really not be fighting these things unless you have armor. I don't know why I'm so dead set on trying to kill it. I mean, now all my stuff is down there. But I had the opportunity to leave. After the first time it killed me and I got my stuff back. I just want to know what it's guarding. I could also probably kill it a lot more easy if, oh shit, there's more than one down there? Yeah, let's go. One Sawblade Locust is annoying enough. I'm not dealing with 2. Nope, still following me. They do drop good things if I can successfully kill it. But I'm just risking the durability of my stuff. Nope, yep. One shot killed me. Respawn. How's my spell tome doing? 51%. Let's put that away so it stops breaking every time I die. I did just repair it. If I could get the Sawblade Locust up here and into my portal thing, that would probably be worth a lot of Dark Essence. I could probably get it to follow me that far too, it's just not very safe to do. Oh, there's a Bowthorn down here now. I wish the Sawblade Locust and the Bowthorn would fight. Sawblade would win. See what's the durability of my stuff. Pretty. It's actually still got a lot of durability left. Sure, it'd be nice if it was defensive. I need a lot of leather to make a brigandine. I suppose I could add collecting lime to make more leather. I could add that to the to-do list. Brigandine. Surely I can make an iron brigandine. Yeah, here we go. Protection tier 3, hunger rate plus 12%. Don't worry about that too much. Walk speed minus 5%. Also not that big of an issue. Hello, radiative. Percentage protection. 82%. So yeah, a brigandine would allow me to survive a fight with a Sawblade Locust. And placenta burrito. You missed it. A Sawblade Locust killed me like 6 times. A, because I'm fighting it in its own turf, and B, because like it's a one-hit kill. Not a whole lot I can do about that, other than be more careful. I was trying repeatedly to kill it, and then I saw that there were 2 down there, and I'm like, no. I might continue to try to kill the 1, but 2 of them, that's a bit much. I don't even know what they're guarding. Probably nothing. Most likely I would get past the Sawblade Locusts, and all that's down there is like a bell. You know, an even greater threat. Ow. Who's throwing rocks? I'm actually not worried about that guy at all. I don't know what business Sawblade Locusts would have. Breaking blocks. Rest in pieces. I've got bandages, so I can technically heal, but if they kill me in 1 hit, that's not going to do me a lot of good. If I can very carefully get it to follow me all the way up to the Dark Nexus, I could absorb its life force for mana, or not mana, nothing I can actually use on paper. Keep following me, Sawblade Locust. Look at my tasty thighs or whatever. People eat iguanas. Surely kobolds are delicious. Come on, Sawblade Locust. Keep following me, little buddy. Where the hell did it go? There it is. Come on. Come on. I don't know if the Dark Nexus can actually consume a Sawblade Locust. They're not organic. But surely neither are the sentries. This is the most dangerous leg of the journey. It probably won't, but it can lunge to catch up with me pretty quickly. Come on, Sawblade. Oh, look at his little soft underbelly. They're made of metal. I don't think his underbelly would be soft. Come on, Sawblade Locust. Keep following me. Following the leader, the leader, the leader. Following the leader wherever they may go. This is not the right way. Follow me the other direction, Sawblade Locust. I can't tell if it's... Yep, still following me. Come on, little guy. And up here on the surface, it almost looks defenseless. There's a good chance it could drop something really good. But I would rather have its life essence. I'm toxic like that. Come on, I know you can get down here. It's just trying to lull me into a false sense of security. I think it might be being slowed down by the snow. I guess if you live your entire life in caves, you're not used to the snow. Yeah, it sped up a tiny bit as soon as it got to the tilled soil. Come on, little guy. It's almost cute when it's not killing me. Come on, little dude. Well, I appreciate that hour of watch time, BoGB. I need a couple more subscribers. And like 800 hours of watch time to be able to fully monetize. I would rather get money from the ads YouTube is playing on my videos without asking me than beg people for subscribers. I can charge people to use custom emojis I don't even have. Hell yeah. I mean, I don't like that walking into that caused it to teleport towards me. Come on, Sawblade Locust. I know you want to sacrifice your health to the big glowing or red thing. Surrender your life to me, Sawblade Locust. You took mine like 5 times. There we go, it's dead. It also dropped its stuff. It's not supposed to drop its stuff. Although I guess this is not a normal enemy. What do I not want? Only 6 views, which is 9 times less than the previous stream. It's going to fluctuate, like, a lot. I went from 132 concurrent viewers, and then there was like a crash. Like, I lost my internet. And then when I came back, I had 3 concurrent viewers who bothered to find the continuation stream after I reconnected because Comcast sucks. Metal parts. I really don't need a lot of this stuff. At the very least, I don't need to have it on me. I would check out your streams, but I'm trying to avoid spoilers. I've already got people trying to get me to do stuff that can only mean something wild happens. I don't think he knows I stream, so it's probably fair, but a buddy of mine on another server told me that I absolutely have to play on the 24th. And I'm like, well, that's not immediately suspicious. I had a feeling that there were events tied to the computer's, like, in-game clock. But June? Not June, it's July. July 24th doesn't sound like a special day to me. But we will see. Also, I totally know what time it is. I mean, month. Oh, there's more locusts. I was worried I'd killed them all. Ow. There is another locust down here. Yep, there you are, buddy. My stream is just going to be another 3 hours of me slowly guiding locusts above ground. Oh shit, this one is gaining on me faster than the last one did. It probably knows what I did to its friend, so it's more aggressive. Are you stuck on my ladder? Because that wouldn't be ideal. Nope, it's figuring it out. Slowly but surely it'll get up here. Here, boy. Come on, Locust. This one's life should be worth even more essence because I've not stabbed it repeatedly. I want to help it, but I also don't. Come on, buddy. You following? Yep, it's following. Don't get stuck on this one, too. Oh, shit, this one is faster than the other one. Maybe they slow down when you stab them repeatedly. I usually don't play with Sawblade Locusts. Are you following me? I don't want to go check. Hello, HP, Gredgar. Actually, I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. The only thing scarier than a Sawblade Locust is suddenly not knowing where the Sawblade Locust went. There it is. Come at me, Scrub Lord. Oh, the Storyteller is actually one word. You can also just call me Satu. S-A-T-U. It's short for Satu Sepa, which is the Finnish word for storyteller. It's also fun to say. Come on, Sawblade. Both Satu and the full word, Satu Sepa. I actually don't know how to access an umlaut on Windows. Ow. It's probably not a difficult alt command, it's just not an alt command I know. Oh, come on. Keep following me, little baby. Let's go. Gredigar. It means dirt. I mean, that's a fun little piece of trivia. Streaming at a reasonable hour. I mean, I live in California in the United States. So for people in my own time zone, I'm not streaming at a reasonable hour. But this is when I'm awake. This is not Minecraft, no, this is Vintage Story. It is its own thing. But they are similar. It's not fair to compare them though, because Vintage Story is way better. Australia seems like a fun place to live, but way too hot. I don't like temperatures above freezing. I would like to just move to the Arctic Circle. Or maybe near it. Oulu, Finland sounds nice. It's not that far from the Arctic Circle. Unless it's in it. Where the fuck is the Arctic Circle? I don't think Oulu is far enough north. No, but I consider anything above 10 degrees Celsius to be too warm, so I would die in Australia. Finland has summers, but they're like short and sweet. Come on. The occasional weird robot noise. It's probably this thing that I'm dragging in circles. It's a mechanical scorpion thing with a saw blade for a tail. They call them locusts, but they're clearly spiders and scorpions. I didn't name them. I should probably eat something. I should also not drink any of my tea, so I don't waste it, in case there are more saw blade locusts down there. Come on. Eat the salad. If my salad looks weird, it's because it's just chopped up carrots, onions, raw, and then some boiled eggs. 15 degrees. Is still too warm, but it's reasonable. Unfortunately, I've been keeping an eye on the climate, and nowhere is below 10 Celsius year-round. No other people live, anyway. I need some kind of fictional frozen wasteland that's actually got a lot of people in it. Oh, nice. Despite the fact that my maternal... Have I been down here before? I think I have been down here before. This just connects to another one of my ruins, or caves. Unless that ladder was placed by Herobrine. Nope, I've definitely been down here before. Something's throwing rocks. I think I see another sawblade locust. Saltpeter is good for making bombs, but I don't need it right now. Nope, that looks like a tainted drifter. I would like to move to Tampere, Finland, since it's the most populated city in Finland. Oulu is the furthest north city that's still progressive. Since I am non-binary, and therefore trans, I would need to live somewhere that's not overly conservative. I am, however, insane, so I would fit in Finland just fine. I've actually got buddies up in Tampere. One of them keeps sending me these weird images to try to translate. I don't get cold. I presumably still suffer from the cold, but I won't put on a jacket until like -7 Celsius. So I'll just dress for the cold. Yeah, just put on a blanket. More layers. Oh, sweet. My snow... Not my snow. My rift bloom are done. I'm just going to live in a frozen wasteland, surrounded by other weirdos who only wish to live in a frozen wasteland. Alright, where's my spell tome? I live in California. It's hot as hell in this state. But that's why I would like to move. But I'm already 30, so realistically, with the American healthcare system, I'll just be dead soon. That's how it works. I had rusty gears, right? One of these should have had 11 rusty gears in it. Huh. Where's my stuff? Australian winters seem pretty mild. Like, I don't celebrate Christmas, but if I was in Australia, I don't think I would expect to get a white Christmas. Oh, California is also really progressive. The issue is that it's too hot. Wow. 2 sawblade locusts, and all I got was a little over 30 essence. That might have been a huge waste of time. But I wouldn't have known it was going to be a huge waste of time if I didn't do it. So I guess nothing ventured, nothing gained. How are my sheep doing? How are you still pregnant? Just give birth. What do you mean it's still winter? Oh, I get like next to no sunlight. If anything, the issue that I would have to worry about is vitamin D, since I sleep through the day. I work 5 p.m. to 2 a.m., so I have to deal with some sunlight. I used to work 7 p.m. to 4 a.m., which would have made streaming difficult, but I do miss those hours. Like 5:45 p.m. is too late, or not too late, too early in the day to be waking up. But it's better than 3:45. Still baited, but no fish. I need fish. You really can't tell what ethnicity somebody is, like explicitly based off of how they speak, but you can probably tell that I'm white as fuck. That's how I'm rolling my T's. I want to go home. I don't know what that means. Y'all ever just sitting at home and you think to yourself, I want to go home? Mana cost 13. I need to repair this and put it back. My Avali's not black. They're charcoal grey. There's a bit of like midnight blue in there. And then purple. Not the brightest of color palettes. That none of the feathers of Avali are like pink, lavender, bluish, purple. Alright, sleep well, Radiative. I will be streaming Voices of the Void again tomorrow. But if you do have more questions about Vintage Story and can't sleep, I will be here, doing what I'm doing, which is walking in circles, waiting for winter to end. Oh yeah, I wish I had more money to commission artists. This is a really nice piece. It cost me $70, but it's worth it. Should make it bigger. Appreciate the necromancer. You wouldn't guess it by looking at them, but the character is actually chaotic good. I don't see why necromancy has to be inherently evil. Sure, if you believe in the existence of a soul, I suppose it could be. But I don't have time to worry about stuff like that. Gah, I need more essence for my stupid spells. Oh, this actually did convert. I didn't think it was going to. I don't need a nature crystal, so that was just a waste of essence. But it's fun to have more rocks to stick to my house. I guess I'll meditate as well as wait for my natural, or not natural, there is no natural mana regeneration. True Resurrection is technically a necromantic spell. It's why the best class to play as is Divine Soul Sorcerer, so that you can twin cast Finger of the Dead. Just raise 2 zombies immediately. Although I don't like zombies, they're unhygienic. If I'm going to animate the dead, I would only want to deal in skeletons. Not only can they like burst into impromptu song and use each other as instruments like xylophones, but zombies just kind of leave pieces everywhere they go. Presumably you could animate a skeleton even if you boil the bones first, so that they're completely sterile. Where are my shifting fibers? I've got a bunch on me. I wish my brain worked. Oh yeah, flies are the worst. But if I lived in some kind of eternal winter wonderland, I would live in a winter hellscape. You probably wouldn't have to worry about flies too often. Probably some cold weather flies that are going to be really annoying. Let's go ahead and make 3. Put my spell tome here. Yep, needed all 3. I should also stop dying repeatedly if I want my spell to not break. All this spell does is make my livestock like me more, but it's the only spell I have. Besides, if I kept livestock in real life, I would want them to like me more. One of these days I'll be able to cast it on these pigs as soon as I let them out. Your body stops regenerating mana, which reminds me, that's what I want to do. I should probably repair this staff as well, while I'm getting distracted repeatedly. I don't know if it's obvious, but I've got horrible ADHD that I cannot afford to medicate. Not that I know if I would medicate it, if I could afford to do so. I've had some negative experiences with ADHD meds in the past, but I was probably just not taking the right one or the right dosage. Kinda have to keep going to the doctor on that one. Didn't do that. I've got ADHD. How is that different from ADD? Because they're definitely different, I just don't know in what ways. I wish I was hyperactive. Unfortunately, I'm mellow as fuck. I need inventory space. Well, the H in it's attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And I'm like, I don't feel hyper. I'm fine. I do wonder if I would have been diagnosed with ADHD younger, was I not assigned male at birth. Got tested for it a bunch, but they're like, oh no, you know, just... That's how all young children act. And I'm like, no, there's definitely something else going on here. I don't think I was actually diagnosed with it until I was like 17. I went through school on hard mode, which is fine because I didn't do my homework anyway. I did homework up until the 3rd grade. My 3rd grade teacher said it was preparation for the tests, and I'm like, oh, I'm acing the tests anyway. I don't need to do homework again. And I was partially right. I didn't do homework in my AP Language and Composition class, but I did pass the AP exam. So my grade was changed from an F to a C, because I passed the exam. So I was right about homework not being important. My channel is not for kids, but if you are young and listening to this, do your homework. Like, it's a pain in the ass, and you probably already know the material, but it will save you a couple of headaches. I'm glad you were able to escape the homelessness thing. I was only homeless for like 9 months, and I would not wish that on anyone. Especially not 12 years of it. I was employed the entire time I was homeless, which is how I was able to escape. I ended up moving in with a coworker. I wouldn't say that study is only important if you plan on going to university. Like, not all study is created equally. I liked math until about the 6th grade, when they made you start showing your work. As soon as it became a chore, I didn't like math nearly as much. But it isn't quite as much about actual math as it is problem-solving skills, and learning how to use the tools that you have to, like, solve issues. Problems, if you would. That being said, instead of passing calculus, I was programming a game on my graphing calculator. I say game, it was just like a turn-based RPG combat system. was really advanced too, though. It had like critical hits and all that stuff. Should I have been instead paying attention in class? Nah, I turned out fine. I graduated high school with a 1.9 GPA, which is not high enough to graduate. Only graduated at all because I took online courses. But now I'm forklift certified, which officially makes me the sexiest person in any room, so I don't think it matters. You were dealt a pretty bad hand. I'm glad that everything is looking up for you, though. What did I just pick up? There's always stuff left over in the snow, and I feel like I'm just leaving it on the ground long enough to despawn. The smart thing to do would be to clear the snow. But I'm using it as a guide. I think that encouraging drug use would be against the guidelines, but I'm kind of curious as to how my brain would respond to like a psychedelic. My brain is weird enough when completely sober. I just want to see what happens if I give it the reins. Only once, in like a controlled environment. I just hope that none of this crazy shit that I say all the time will ever come back to bite me. How do I have fewer Rift Bloom than I did before? I thought I turned the drop rate on the Rift Bloom up to basically 100%. I guess if it's not actually 100%, basically still means I can lose them. It's not ideal. Getting more isn't difficult, it's just annoying. I'd honestly rather something be hard and not take that long. Right. No, the housing market, basically everywhere is shit. Oh, I think we should just start burning landlords at the stake. It won't fix the housing crisis, but it would help. And it would be cathartic. For legal reasons, I'm joking. Am I, though? How's my salt doing? Multiple days left. I love the snow, but I can't do anything while it's snowing in-game. I could be making more iron, I suppose. That is if I've got enough magnetite sitting around to start making more iron. That's cassiterite. And there's copper. Where's my magnetite? I might actually have to go get more magnetite. Alright. Have fun, Lucid Penniless. Her username is Bagel Herb. How did you get in my house? But one of my regular viewers is named Penny, so it is interesting to have a Penniless in here. They're probably spawning in here because it's not very well lit. But lighting this place better would be a huge pain in the ass, so I'm just going to deal with monsters spawning in here every now and then. If you do find yourself stricken with insomnia, though, you know where to find us. Oh, sweet. Primal Arcanus. I can stack those. Let's see here. I need more crates. For storage reasons. I am, however, going to repeatedly walk in and out of my house as if that's actually going to help me make progress. I'll just take these with me. probably don't need my staff, but I might as well bring it as well. How long are you fresh? 15 days? I won't be gone that long. I just need to go collect some iron. It isn't a priority of mine, but I could also go down there and collect some borax, so I can make an iron anvil at some point. Problem is that that's going to take 9 ingots just to make the anvil. And I don't need an iron anvil unless I plan on making steel, or if I find meteoric iron. Ew. I never did find out what the white oak gives me. White oak tree cutting? Nope. There's nothing called a white acorn. Acorn bars are made with bleached acorns, shelled acorns, acorns. Alright, so I probably just get acorns. There are a lot of Lovecraftian horror elements in Vintage Story. I'm just not engaging with them. I've got my own shit to do. I'm trying to become a better mage. Although there are these temporal storms every now and then, so occasionally the Lovecraftian horror comes to you. If you're ever around to catch them, I've been playing a game called Voices of the Void. Which, it's not Lovecraftian horror. In fact, it's barely horror at all. But it's like this really cool atmospheric sci-fi horror game. Currently I'm dealing with like a race of cat-like aliens that are invisible, but I kind of know what they look like because of a plushie. And then there's another group of aliens, or at least I think they're not the same group. Because it's just like this featureless gray diamond that shoots a laser at me. And I don't think I've pissed off the Ariels, or whatever they're called, enough that they're murderous. So it's gotta be a different group. I've heard of the Librarian. I've not watched any of their stuff. And even if I was going to do that, I would not watch them play Voices of the Void. I'm trying to have as little spoiled for me as possible, but my chat is telling me to do things that gets me assaulted by random shit. Like they told me to put a skull in the emergency shower, so I was attacked by this floating red skeleton thing. But they didn't tell me what it would do, so it's probably fine. Since that's the kind of thing I would not do on my own. Somebody told me that I have to play on the 24th, so something happens on the 24th. And I'm not going to look up what, so do not tell me. Alright, how far is my iron? It's this way. It's not far, though. Ooh, more surface copper. I should probably... I just need to become internet famous enough that I can collaborate with the Librarian. Storyteller and the Librarian. Quite the team. If you ignore that I've been going by Storyteller since I was like 9 years old. But I don't have the attention span to write stories. I'm actually a poet. Or I was. I've not written anything since 2021. Acorns are edible. I think you have to cook them first. But yeah, this mod makes them edible. I don't think you can eat them in vanilla Vintage Story. We can also turn them into like bread, coffee, etc. I actually tried some acorn bread. For some reason, American schools are like super interested in Native Americans, even though America treats Native Americans like shit. I don't know what tannins are. I just know that I need them for making leather. Tannin leather. I don't know. Acorns seem like they'd be quite a pain to collect large amounts of in the mod. Yeah, acorns IRL are edible. I want these goats. I don't need these goats because I have sheep, but I want these goats. Like, look at them. They look like they're wearing little pants. It's an acid. I know enough to know that you don't want to do acid. I mean, this is a different kind, but don't do acid, kids. It's a tricky situation, because, like, I love infected mushroom, but you also don't want to listen to them sober, but you also shouldn't do drugs. I have no idea what the hell I'm on about. I can't just keep saying shit. What if I say something that gets me in trouble? I don't mean a third of what I say. I just open my mouth and words come out. Alright. I see the marking I left for the iron. Nope, that just says start here. I can't remember which one of these holes actually has my iron in it. I think this one. I'd be willing to try acorns for, like, the novelty of it. Like, try them again, rather. But I'm not a big fan of sweets. Like, even when I was younger, I wasn't that big on sweets. But now I'm, like, old and grumpy. You're only as old as you feel, and I am only 30, but I feel really old. Yep, here's my magnetite. I just have to be careful to harvest it in such a way that I can still get out of here. Although I've got 27 ladders on me, I should be fine. As long as I don't get extra carried away. I'll even preemptively put that there so I know where the exit is. I am fortunate enough to be able to have gluten, but my housemate has celiacs. I'm allergic to walnuts, though, and they like to put walnuts in fucking everything. Like, banana bread is delicious, so is carrot cake, but people seem to really want to ruin these things with walnuts. Which not only can I not eat, but they don't add anything anyway, just a bit of crunch. That being said, chocolate banana bread with pistachio is pretty good. I can have pistachios. I can also have, what are they called? Pecans. Pecans are very closely related to walnuts, but they don't cause breathing to become painful. So if I am allergic to pecans, it's barely. That being said, I don't think celiacs is technically a... Like, I don't think it's technically an allergy. It's just extremely similar. In that your body is breaking itself apart for no reason. I don't know how acorns would be a curse, per se. It is pretty common knowledge that they're toxic, but that they can be made edible. I didn't know why you can't eat them, but I knew they could be made edible. It would be a huge waste, but I think I can turn the obsidian that I have into flint. Which would only be a huge waste, because I've been turning flint into obsidian for the last several streams. No, I want my enchanted stone. I don't want andesite. What do I not want? Copper spearhead I kinda want. I'll just eat this potato. No big deal. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. That makes much less sense than when I said it earlier. Why is there a shiver this far underground? Like, buddy, get a hobby. Making creepy noises while I'm trying to collect iron is not a hobby. I was under the impression that you had to cook the acorns to make them edible, so it's a good thing you didn't take my advice. Alright, so that could be why the white oak trees are what produce tannin in the mod, or not tannin, acorns in the mod. Because regular oak trees also drop acorns, but I don't think you can eat them. I kind of want to know where that shiver is. If there's a shiver down here, there's probably a cave. Alright, this iron goes on forever. I'll just collect this next stack and then leave. Or not next stack, this current stack, and then I'm out of here. Not only is staying underground this long bad for your in-game sanity, but digging is not my idea of fun. When I play games like this, I prefer to just kind of farm, fish, and cook. Which is good, because every server needs a crazy person like me, whose favorite things are the most tedious parts. You know what I have a lot of around where I live are olive trees. I should learn how to make, like, fresh olive oil. I don't know that the olives that grow around here are palatable, but surely an olive is an olive is an olive. I would never survive out in the wilderness. What is the mushroom that death caps look a lot like? Death caps are obviously not edible, but they look a lot like a mushroom that is. Alright, no more inventory space, so I am leaving. Kinda want this, but I don't have anything worth throwing. I'll just throw the silver bracelet. I don't need to accessorize. Alright, let's see if I can't get out of here. I marked the exit with a ladder. Here we go. It's a good thing I did that. We should do like a cooking show. I mean, we're all just relative strangers online. So I'll have to do it in Project Zomboid. Project Zomboid cooking show, let's go. I don't think Project Zomboid has acorns. I'm just trying to fill the silence as I annoyingly climb this spiral staircase out of here. What was that? Was that something? No. It was particle effects caused by my own torch. Whoop. but white oak would be the best for such a thing. Unfortunately, the magic mod doesn't add any real food. Sort of. Rustbound magic does add things called like mana buns, mana cupcakes, and mana cakes. But you don't make them so much as you conjure them from the essence. Like you're basically trading mana for satiety. I want to explore more holes in the ground, but because I don't have armor, or real armor, every time I do, I end up dying at least once. Must get back home. I think I can preserve cuttings, or clippings rather, by keeping them in a bucket of water. Obviously I don't have water on me, but I do have 4 buckets. I'm not going back for those pine trees though. What is this, flint? No, that's just quartz. I could really use a good source of flint. I wonder if I can prospect for flint. Surely it appears in node search. Or density search, rather. I know it appears in node search. Love me some good nut meats. I wish I could animate the dead in real life. I wouldn't even use it for anything evil. Just to do my chores. It's like, Sato, I told you to take out the trash, and I'm like, I did. It's like, no, you animated a skeleton to take out the trash. Where the hell did you even get an entire human corpse? Like eBay? Is eBay still around? Surely eBay is still around. Look how pretty that night sky is. One of these days, I have to find out why my streams aren't in HD. I'm streaming in HD, according to, OBS. So I don't only get 720. And no, I don't consider 720 to be HD. That was HD a couple years ago. Alright, have a good day at work, Ingat. I'll just be here making iron, probably. Good 70% chance that I went on this quest so that I could start making iron, but I just get distracted by something else. What I should really do is make more, bloomeries. But fire clay is not something I have an infinite amount of. Not only is it not infinite, it's very finite. As a rust mage, though, I've got more means of collecting flint than your average vintage story player. I just hope that my hammer is not almost broken. Gonna eat one of these. Alright, I can put those away now. Are you dwarf pine? Fuck yeah, you're dwarf pine. I should also warn anybody watching that I swear sometimes. I don't think I swear excessively, but I swear at all. I do try my hardest not to use any of these stronger swears, though. I would only call somebody a cunt if they really deserve it. But also, it's not a gendered word. Look how pretty this is. Margaret Thatcher was a cunt, yes, but you know who else was a cunt? Richard Nixon. I have no idea what I'm on about. Let's go ahead and put my magnetite in here before I forget that that's what I'm trying to do. Alright. I need more bricks. Actually, that's enough bricks to make another one. As long as these are not raw. Gotta make this thing looks like little pants. Alright, now make it a little hat. Perfect. Load that up. I don't think I've ever actually looked into that hole before. I didn't know that the ore you were stacking up actually appeared. Right, now I just need a bunch of charcoal. Rift activity is calm, which is why I've not been assaulted yet. That just sounds like you've got a decent sleep schedule. Although I am just nocturnal, so maybe I'm not the best judge of that. It's interesting how accepting people are that most folks struggle with the night shift, but as soon as they find out that you don't like to be awake during the day, suddenly you're a weirdo. Lots of shit has to be done at night. Honestly, I should not be working with customers. Like, I am not customer service. I'm a crazy person, and keeping customers away from me is doing them a service. I for some reason thought those needed 8, not 6, so I grabbed too many. Let's go ahead and light them up. I need more glass to build a second greenhouse, which would be a good thing to do before winter a second time around. And those are both going. Excellent. Honestly, life is way too short to not be at least a little bit very weird. Statistically speaking, nobody's gonna remember you anyway unless you do something really good or really terrible. So just strive to be the most you can be. Or eat the Mona Lisa. I'm pretty sure eating the Mona Lisa would make you go down in history. Wonder how my empty greenhouse is doing. Pretty good. I'm going to have to make more earthworm castings. Plan on using the greenhouse all year. Get me a good amount of crops. Yeah. Mona Lisa took 16 years to make. How long do you think it would take to eat it? My guess is that eating the Mona Lisa would not be easy to do. Like, you could probably do it, but I don't think it's like a 15-minute meal kind of thing. Like, it would take you a little bit longer than that to get through it. Oh, flax. Yes. Oh, I can also put my salt in here since I don't need that on me. Where is my salt? Probably put it in one of these. Just how organized I am as a person. Is my salt still on me? Where is my salt? Hopefully I didn't lose it. No. Nope. Nope, that's spelt. My salt could also be in different storage. It's not a large painting. I don't think I actually know how large the Mona Lisa actually is. Nope, that's not where my salt is. Hopefully I didn't lose my salt while I was dying repeatedly in the mines. I guess I didn't die once in the mine. You know what I mean, while I was dying repeatedly in that cave. Salt isn't not something I can get a bunch more of. It's just ideally I wouldn't lose the little that I have. I should have 30 more salt somewhere. Do. Maybe I did lose my salt. But if I'm losing my salt, that can't be the only thing I lost. Wait. Nope, that's spelt again. Probably the same spelt I checked earlier. I don't know how long I've been wandering around lost. It could still be down there. No, surely I would have picked it up. Here's my salt. There is a feature, or I don't think it's like a vanilla feature, but in Stardew Valley you can search where stuff is using some kind of plugin, and it will tell you exactly what chest it's in. I need something like that for Vintage Story. Just be like, hey, where the hell am I keeping all my salt? My wild yeast. I hate how much rusty dust looks like flax. I suppose I should just not be keeping it. With my actual food. It's called rusty dust, but unless the rust world is actually made of rust, and it's not some other, like, unknown material, it's probably not food safe. Woo. Oh no. I'm sorry, that was loud. My microphone is weirdly sensitive and I am shifting around. I need a faster quern. I suppose I could also just be more patient, but that sounds like more work. I've been using a lot of my shifting fibers. I could probably hold on to a lot more of it than I have been. And actually make a windmill. But do I want my windmill on my mage tower, since that's probably going to be high up anyway? Or do I want my windmill attached to, like, a proper house and kitchen area? Come on, flax grain. Grind faster. So how's everybody in chat doing? If BoGB were still here, they would say, peak cinema. Just watching flax be ground into flour. I've seen flax seed in things. I don't think I've ever seen it, like, just as flour itself. I had these tortilla chips with flaxseed in them. Supposed to be really good source of fiber. But I gotta break through the seed before it can be. No, whatever. No, there's no way I want to do that. Put those back. No flax. It is what it is. I would like to make an even number of 4, since that's how many I can put in the oven at once. But 37 is basically an even number, even multiple of 4. You can trust me, I said that I used to be good at math when I was like, how old is the 6th grade? Alright. How old are you in the 6th grade? Why can't I remember? I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just going to put this in my storage here. 4 coils of rope. I can use this. Extremely thick rope. I guess I can use it in my candle making. There's a couple uses for rope. I just think it's odd that the locusts had this. They're like these evil mechanical spiders. What was the rope for? Arts and crafts. If they were making like cool rope webs, that would be one thing. What's my mana at? 48. 2 more levels and then I can actually ascend. Becoming a level 2 mage does not, or not level 2, but tier 2 mage does not do a whole lot for me until I can start expanding my stuff. Oh sweet, my iron blooms are done. Probably eat something while waiting for my bread. Or technically I'm waiting for the oven. And the bread isn't even for me. This bread's for my chickens. But that's because my chickens only deserve the best. I don't think breadcrumbs as an exclusive food are really good for chickens in real life. Not exactly nutrient dense. No, the winter's been going on for a while. I think the snow starts to melt in February and it's already January 1st. Months in this game. I mean, you can set how long the month is on World Generation. By default, a month is only 8 or 9 days. I have them set to 12 days. But that does mean that we're not going to get a January 25th in-game. And January 25th is my birthday. So I will miss it in Vintage Story because it simply will not happen. I mean, January 1st is more like the middle. We're in the middle of winter. I love the winter in real life, but you just can't do a whole lot in the winter in this kind of game, unfortunately. I also meant to make more of these countertops. Yeah, this is this character's first winter. I've been playing Vintage Story for a long time. This is my first winter of 1.21 though. Or no, 1.20. 1.21 is still in development. Felt like the game was in 1.19 for a really long time, so that's where I experienced most of my winters. Yes. Sparkle on, it's Wednesday. Now, Vintage Story wasn't not inspired by Minecraft. The couple who made this game made Minecraft mods. But then they worked on Hytale for a while, and because of creative differences, they quit and started working on this instead. Or maybe they were working on this and Hytale at the same time, but then they decided to switch and exclusively do Hytale. But early Vintage Story is a whole lot like early, whatchamacallit. Hello there, Levo Otherworld. I have no idea. How are you? Terraformacraft. Vintage Story, early game anyway, is a lot like Terraformacraft. But that's because Terraformacraft was based on actual, like, Stone Age practices and whatnot, as we understand them. I've been following Hytale since launch. But I'm not surprised that Hytale was cancelled. I think they're trying to bring it back. I don't know who Veilfisk is. What did they play, though? Terraformacraft or Hytale? Surely somebody played Hytale. They had a working game, they just decided not to go early access, and it screwed them over. Terraformacraft is just like a challenge mod for Minecraft that makes entering the Iron Age significantly harder. I entered the Iron Age really feckin' quickly in this playthrough, but the Iron Age can take a really long time to get into. Usually, the bottleneck for me is tin. Like, I'll end up with a good amount of copper, but I can't find tin to make a bronze alloy. Like, you need tin to make a bronze alloy. Or I guess you technically don't. It's just the easiest bronze alloy to make. But you'll find iron way before you find tin a lot of the time. But you need bronze to even mine up the tin or iron. So it's just a lot of busy work. But the vibes are on point, so it's fine. It gets away with it. Oh yeah. The Copper Age is always the longest for me, because as soon as I find tin, like, I'll enter the Bronze Age, but by then I already know where a bunch of iron is. I also tend to never enter the Steel Age, but I think that Rustbound Magic is going to be the mod that makes me finally do that, since I need steel tools for some of my higher level spells. Thirst is not a mechanic in Vintage Story without mods. But yeah, getting clean water in Terraformacraft sucked. Gotta boil it, but making fire is a huge pain. There is a fire starter in this game as well that can take a long time, but it's not as annoying. And I'm playing with a ton of mods, so I can just use magic to start a fire. I mean, I can use magic to light a torch, and then I can use that torch to start a fire. There is a spell called Ignite that can be used to start fires, but I don't have that. The only spell I have is one that makes my sheep like me more. Well, it makes my livestock like me more. Which, don't get me wrong, like, it's a really cool spell to have. But it's a pretty shitty only spell to have. As soon as my sheep actually give birth, because they're technically Generation 3 in terms of friendliness, which they only are because of that spell, I'll actually be able to milk them. Without that spell, it would take me like 3 or 4 years. To each their own. I cannot actually enjoy Minecraft without mods. Vintage Story, I can enjoy without mods. But expanded foods, which just makes cooking a lot more involved, I can't really play without. What I'm doing right now is just making super vanilla bread, But expanded foods is why I'm able to make things like that really good salad, and then all of the muffins and dumplings. I wouldn't describe anything in expanded foods to be overpowered. And the stuff that is really good is also a ton of work to make. So it balances out. Honestly, milk is so hard to get in Vintage Story that this little bar here is pretty much going to be empty for your first, like, 2 years. These bars were full until I died repeatedly. When you die, you lose some of your satiety. What to do if you were to how? Move set with the mechanics. Whose would you have? I don't know. I would not mind having the abilities of the Diablo 2 Necromancer. Although the Diablo 4 Necromancer is pretty overpowered. I just want to be able to animate skeletons. I mean, if you want a mod that does not break immersion, Expanded Foods is probably that mod. Because, like, by the time humans were making steel, we already had cauldrons. And mixing bowls aren't that hard to make. Although it is weird, because, like, get a really warped grasp of when things were invented. You would think the bicycle would be easier to make than a steam engine, but I guess we had steam engines first. Or maybe when I googled it, I wasn't specific on type of bicycle. Rustbound magic, which is where all these blue particles and magic crystals are coming from, does definitely break the immersion. But the majority of the mods that I have just add things like fish traps, more fruits and nuts, and then, like, make cooking more involved. I call them vibe mods. I keep forgetting I have it, but I also have chisel tools, which is where I got this cool looking decorative table from. I mean, immersion is a lot of fun. Vintage Story is all about vibes. So if I was to add this mod list to a server, I would probably remove Rustbound Magic, as fun as it is to play with. But also, even without Rustbound Magic, the game has, like, temporal elements. There's a giant steampunk draft that walks around every couple of days. And there's weird monsters coming out of portals to shoot bones at you. And that's just vanilla. I actually really liked old Thaumcraft. And Rustbound Magic has always been inspired by Thaumcraft. So while it would be cool if it did more of its own thing, I don't particularly mind it being similar to Thaumcraft. If it wanted to be more like Ars Magica 2, which is another inspiration for it, I would be happy with that as well. I think somebody else has brought up the Cult Minecraft mod, unless that was also you. With how few cheddars I have, I should definitely remember them. But my brain just does not work. If I don't recognize a name or a face, it's not coming from a place of malice. I'm just dumb. Alright, so it wasn't you. Who brought up the Minecraft cult mod? If you do like Minecraft mods, though, a buddy of mine is making a mod called Fathoms. It is pretty much just like a fishing overhaul, but it's also got, like, weird eldritch elements. They told me that it's not eldritch horror, it's just eldritch horror inspired. But that still sounds like a good time to me. Fishing is one of those things I enjoy in Minecraft. I just can't play vanilla Minecraft. It's not enjoyable for me. I can enjoy vanilla Minecraft for a bit if I'm playing with friends. Minecraft ARGs. I know what ARGs are, and I know what Minecraft is. What is a Minecraft ARG? Like the broken script? Would that be described as an ARG? Or do they have more going on? I do think Minecraft could do atmospheric horror really well. Like, just look at Herobrine. He didn't exist, but people saw odd things in their world. Oh, it's part baked. Like, people made themselves scared thinking there was something there. There doesn't need to actually be something jumping out and scaring you. Somebody brought up Minecraft PSX as well. Are you sure it wasn't you? Although people do talk about Minecraft a lot when you're playing this game. Because this is Vintage Story with a ton of mods. But it does look like it could just be excessively modded Minecraft. I didn't think that Herobrine was evil. I guess in a lot of the mods, he does actively try to kill you. I just kind of thought it was somebody else walking around in your world. I am loving Voices of the Void. And like, that game does horror very well, by really not even being a horror game. It's just like an atmospheric game with some horror elements. As much as employment kind of sucks, having an income is good. I need to get around to buying Deltarune, although I think chapters 1 and 2 are free, or used to be free. Either the same person has requested more than once that I stream Deltarune, or I've had multiple people recommend that I stream Deltarune. I was originally planning on recording it and uploading it like a Let's Play, which is what this channel used to be about. I would like to do more scripted, or not necessarily even scripted, but like pre-recorded content. Something to release if ever I don't have the energy to stream or what have you. But on reflection, I don't think anybody would actually watch me do a Let's Play of Deltarune, where at least one person, multiple times, or a couple people would probably watch me stream it. I've got a lot of old content that happens to be bad. Don't like the progression system. The progression system in what? Hello, that guy from Saturn. Also, I'm not ringless. I did restore the Elden Ring. In a couple different endings. Minecraft barely feels like it has a progression system. It all happens so fast. Like in Vintage Story, it might take you a couple of months to get iron, but at least you feel like you earned that iron. There are people beating Minecraft in like 6 minutes, or at least pretending to. By cheating. Looking at you, Dream. I don't actually care about the Dream drama. But if I start made up beef one-sided, if there are still Dream stands, I could get them in my comments. Even if they're in there calling me a shithead, at least it counts as engagement. Ah. Yeah, that is fair. Whoops. Probably best to go on one big adventure at a time. And gender reassignment surgery sounds like a pretty big adventure. Raw chicken egg, go ahead and put that there. Yes, rage bait the stands. I would like to get electrolysis done. But for the most part, I'm fine with the way I look. I'm just tired of having to shave like twice a day. Oh, hell yeah, more fish. One of these is a shell. This is not a mod pack, it's just a bunch of mods I threw together. Most of the mods that I have add things like raspberries, hazelnuts, dwarf pine cones. You know, more sources of food. I've also got primitive survival, which adds earthworms and fish traps, because Vintage Story does not have a way to get fish. Like, not an easy way to get fish. I have another mod that makes cooking more involved. It adds stuff like cauldrons and mixing pots, or mixing bowls. And then I have a mod that adds actual sorcery. So several quality of life / atmospheric cozy mods. And then one that just lets you like shoot lightning out of your hands. Eventually. I am a long ways off from being able to shoot lightning out of my hands. Raspberry flavor, I have not. The only mod, like Minecraft mod pack that I've played with that wasn't custom made was like old school Technic. I think it was Technic anyway. Back when like Equivalent Exchange was OP as hell. I think Equivalent Exchange, if it still exists, should just go back to being OP as hell. Sometimes that's what you want out of a mod. Like, obviously make me work for it, but being boring is the worst thing a mod could be. Are my magic crystals stopping snow from forming? I think they are. Well, no, this one's got snow under it. Although it could have been there since before the crystal was. Is it called Project E now? Equivalent Exchange used to be super overpowered. Like, you could build these glowstone structures that, after you upgraded them up to, like, level 3, you could get a stack of diamonds in 0.2 seconds. And don't get me wrong, it was a lot of work getting them to that point. So it's not like it was easy mode. By the time you could get a stack of diamond, it's every, like, 30 seconds. You probably didn't need those diamonds. But I would like the ability to just sacrifice blocks to create more of a different block that I want more of. Like, if I'm going to be building a castle... Ow. I'm probably... Are you frost or wind? I'm probably going to be building that castle out of deep slate and endstone. And I don't want to go to the end every time I want more endstone blocks. I do wish endstone looked better. Obviously, there are texture packs. Sweet wind crystal. I don't particularly need those, but they're fun to have. Slap it on the wall of my house. Huh. That is weird. Make them as single blocks now? Alright, so it sounds like Equivalent Exchange is going back to its roots. I'm going to guess nobody but me can know why I did it, but why the hell did I plant this acacia tree here? Acacia can be good, especially if I, like, build a spile and tap it. But I don't need acacia this close to my house. I do wish I remembered what I was doing. Oh yeah, I need to bait my fish traps. What am I doing? bait traps. This wild bushmeat jerky is not good for a whole lot, except for fish bait. Boom and boom. How much fish does that give me anyway? 8? 6? 8. I only need quite a bit more than that. I need 64 fish fillets to actually make fish sauce. Which I don't need to make, I just really want to. 22, 27 is late enough in the night to sleep. Whoops, put that down. I do wish more interactions in the game weren't tied to right click. Constantly accidentally opening inventories. I tried making a couple of Minecraft mod showcases back when I was quite a bit younger. I think I tried making a mod case for like a mod showcase for the Soul mod back when that was a thing. What else was I playing around with at the time? If I was more charismatic and not an idiot, I would like to make a mod showcase for expanded foods. For Vintage Story, not Minecraft. Although Minecraft does actually have a bunch of mods that make cooking more interesting. Ooh, a rift. Ooh, a second rift. It's like all of my Christmases have come at once. I don't think either of them are going to spawn what I want them to. What is rift activity? I need winter to end. In-game. I also need summer to end in real life. Any temperature above -7 Celsius is inhumane. The entire Sacramento Valley will be -40 Celsius once the device is finished. -40 might sound random, but it's not. It's the perfect temperature, because -40 is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit. So people won't be confused anymore. They will also be frozen. But you can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs, or breaking a few eggs. Which is it? Oh, another rift. Somewhere. Nope, a shiver. Follow me, shiver! Although by the time I get there, my devouring void will probably be inactive. Shiver's not following me anymore anyway. Yeah, so this thing here is a pink salmon. They're pretty rare. And even if you kill it, you're unlikely to get any meat off of it. So collecting fish in this game without mods is not recommended. I just wish there was a proper mod that added like fishing rods or whatever. Make fishing a little bit more interactive. As it is, the only option I have is to continuously bait those traps. And they're not ineffective, but they're not interesting either. I could always go spear fishing, but I can only spear fish for the pink salmon. And as we've established, they've got their own problems. I do think if I use the spear though, the fishing spear, they're guaranteed to give me something. rather than having a small chance to without the mod. Well, no fish took my bait. I guess I can make iron. At this point, I am just screwing around. Cobweb there. Every now and then the particle effect from my own, I forgot what it's called. Celestial Prism, I think? Anyway, I put that thing there, but occasionally I get distracted by it. That's why I can't paint my nails. Because I'll be like, oh sweet, purple, but it's my own fingertips. Well, nails. At least not on purpose. I've never painted my fingertips. Alright. Let's go ahead and get all my smithing stuff set up. Put you there for convenience. My house is dark enough that monsters keep spawning in here anyway. Obviously I don't want them doing that, but there's not a whole lot I can do other than light it better to keep them from doing it. Here we go. Oh yeah, my hammer is busted. I'm probably going to have to make another hammer. Huh. Oh yeah, I made 3 of those. I only remember making 2. Not surprised, though. I am a disaster of a human being. Alright, let's go and break these. Get my small amount of bricks back. And then all my blooms. That's not enough to replace both of them. But I did actually get most of my blooms back. Alright. I do have to find out what I did with my charcoal, and then I'm ready to start making some more iron bars. I've actually yet to get a single iron bloom that did not have enough voxels to make into an ingot. So let's tempt fate. See if this is the time that I get unlucky. I'm going to try just putting the 1 for now. Because you used to only need 1. Heck, in my first couple of streams, I only needed the 1. And then for some reason it stopped doing what it's supposed to. There are not craftable instruments, unfortunately. There is a bone whistle, but you just use that to summon your elk. Or not summon your elk, but call it to you. The elk will hear the bone whistle from far away, but it will not spawn the elk next to you, which it would be nice if it did. The way the game wants you to do it is to build a boat with like a hitching spot for your elk. I suppose it's more realistic, but that is exactly how I lose my elk. I'm willing to sacrifice some amount of realism for convenience. No. Cannot make instruments. I can't remember if my character still has the, high accordion voice. I usually pick accordion low. I don't know why I went for accordion high. But maybe that's why they don't need to make instruments. Whoops. When did I turn caps lock on? Yeah, that's accordion high. I need to fix that at some point. I always pick accordion low because it reminds me of Don't Starve. That just isn't what I picked this time, apparently. There should be enough voxels here. Yeah, there's more than enough voxels. Eventually, though, I'm going to get unlucky and end up with a bloom I cannot turn into an ingot. I wish you could save the extra voxels as like metal shavings or whatever. Maybe have to heat them up separately, but the ability to heat them up and save the ingot would be nice. Yoink. Boom. If you hold on to the iron blooms that failed, as soon as you've got a windmill and an auto hammer, it can actually turn them into ingots. Because they don't work with the same voxel system we're limited to. Auto hammers work by magic. Of course, then you end up with a chest just full of failed iron blooms. But I will be holding on to any that fail for me, though, because I plan on eventually having wind power. I just have to stop turning my fiber or flax into bandages and stuff. If I stop making excuses and make an iron brigandine, I can probably take less damage when I'm engaging in combat. Problem is that I would need to have the iron brigandine on me, and inventory space is not something I usually have. Like, look at all this stuff I don't need to have on me, but I do. I have an entire stack of enchanted stone. Enchanted stone is basically useless unless you're making magical items or rituals. I think you can throw it like a normal rock. This is a pretty unlucky looking ingot. Who knows? Maybe I won't have enough to fully create it. No, I've got plenty. I believe. Well, it's pushing it, but I do think there is enough here. I do like the vibes of this game. Like, mining and whatnot aren't really my ideas of fun. Whoops. But this is weirdly therapeutic. I'm just moving metal around. Like it's relaxing. At least until a monster crashes through your roof. Because you don't have one yet. I kind of want to turn one of these into a hammer. By which I mean I should turn one of these into a hammer. But my hammer is fine for now. Speaking of hammers, I should replay Fable 2. I feckin' love Fable 2. Fable 3 wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And then Fable 4 will probably never come out. Lion's Head was shut down, and then it's like, oh, don't worry, another group is making Fable 4. And I don't think they are anymore. What if I take damage if I stand on the forge? I really should take damage if I stand on the forge. I mean, if you have good enough PC, you can play Fable 2 on your PC. I'm not encouraging emulation, except that that's exactly what I'm doing. I wish I had a supercomputer so I could play the Demon's Souls remake. I don't know if there's a PS5 emulator yet. But if there is, my computer couldn't run it, that's for sure. But I'm also not about to buy a PS5 for a remake of a PlayStation 3 game. I will give the people who made the Demon's Souls remake credit though, it looks really good. But I would rather a game be fun than look good. And if it's faithful to the first Demon, like the original Demon's Souls, I'm sure it is fun. Yes. Come to me, my molten hot iron. I guess it's not molten, otherwise it would be a liquid. Unless this does still count as molten. Does it need to be liquid to be molten? Or does it just need to be soft enough to, like, metal work? But also slag is a fun word. It feels like something you shouldn't say. But it's just the junk metal. Why am I working at such a weird angle? I used to like Nintendo a lot more than I do. I grew up with Nintendo. But when I say that, I mean, like, I grew up with Pokemon and Legend of Zelda. I've never really been a big fan of platformers. But I'm also not a big fan of Pokemon. The recent games kind of suck. I don't think I've enjoyed a Pokemon game since, No, I kind of liked X and Y. They were too easy, but they weren't terrible yet. And the Alola games weren't the worst things ever. I think the issue is that Pokemon just does not look good in 3D. So everything to come out on the Switch looks like ass, because it's got like a bigger screen. Like X and Y were 3D games, but since the 3DS screen was so small, it didn't look terrible yet. But anything on the Switch just looks like smooth plastic, and I am not a fan. I've actually never played Pokemon Ranger, but it looks like fun. I'm a ghost monotype trainer, and I don't think that you actually battle Pokemon in Pokemon Ranger. I need to make another salad. Oh yeah. I like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, but I can't play them without crying, and I'm going to count that against them. It's like the same story every time, but it still somehow gets me. Although in one of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, it wasn't you the player that disappears, it was your partner, which is mixing it up. Not to sound like a basic bitch, but I think that my favorite game of all time is still Bloodborne. I replay it like 2 or 3 times a year. Bloodborne also has a really good Finnish localization that I cannot access. Please, Sony, just let me have the Finnish version. I'm learning Finnish, and a game that I play 2 to 3 times a year anyway would be a pretty good learning tool. I've actually never heard of Shadows of Alima. Almia? I can't read. Envoy Lukea. Which just means I cannot read in Finnish. trying to think. Have you ever heard of a game called Final Fantasy Explorers? It was a 3DS spin-off game of Final Fantasy. That was actually a lot of fun. Like, I enjoyed Final Fantasy XI with buddies way back in the day. But, like, Final Fantasy XI wasn't afraid to make blue mages actually fun to play. Unlike in Final Fantasy XIV where blue mages suck. Final Fantasy Explorers had some fun blue mage gameplay. I'll have to check out some of these games. That being said, it's already 6:30 in the morning. So I'm going to have to stop streaming sooner than never. But I also started late, so I'm just gonna keep going, see what I can get away with. Unlike Voices of the Void, if I have to emergency stop the stream, I'm not going to miss anything too interesting, because this game does not have real story content. Sort of. All the way over here, this red X, it's pretty far, is story content, the Resonance Archives. And I plan to go there, I just need actual armor first. Like, I'm making an Iron Brigandine for just general defense, but I'm going to want at least Iron Chainmail if I go there. Iron Plate is recommended, but I prefer Scale Mail, which is in between the two. Also, my character's a kobold, so wearing Scale Mail is funny. Scales on scales. The kobold thing is also a mod. Your character is usually something called a seraph, which is just like a normal, boring old human, but like strangely colored. Just walk into town as like a green person, and all the humans are like, "What the fuck are you?" And you're like, "I'm like you, but green." The kobold mod doesn't change any dialogue, so when people are curious as to what the hell you are, at least it makes a lot more sense. When you're like a 5-foot tall lizard, as opposed to just like a person but slightly off-colored. Come on, walk the metal up. Dungeon Siege does sound familiar, though. Although there's a good chance that I'm like pairing in a completely unrelated game to the name. I'm gonna make another Iron Hammerhead real fast. It's cheap to make. Alright, start pulling these down. I just have to race the clock, because if the metal cools too much, it will not let me work it until I reheat it. Like a microwave burrito. As wild as it sounds, I could probably go for like a cheap microwave burrito right about now. Alright, hammerhead made. And just because I'm gonna go throw it in the water. It's a really satisfying sound. Any fish in here? Have some hot metal. Don't worry, the fish are fine. Alright, hammer made. I'm just going to put the hammerhead in here for now. I'll pull that out when I actually need it. In one moment. I am glad that Comcast has decided not to screw me over this stream. I had a ton of viewers all at once, concurrently. And then I was disconnected from the internet just long enough to lose every single one of them. It's safe to say I was a tad miffed. I should really make another one of these too. Stirability is going down quite a bit. But even with the debuff that I get for being a mage, this sword does a lot of damage. I could also just give myself this, the admin blade. It's minus 300 health points with every attack. Basically one hit kills everything except boss enemies. I'm not going to do that. But doing so would not be out of character. Come on, Iron, hurry up. Please, Iron. I want to get through all these blooms. I don't need to be doing this right now. But if I don't do it now, I'll probably forget and just not do it later. And then I'll be like, dang, I wish I had more iron. And then everyone's like, oh, you still got 6 blooms in your dirt shack. Dirt shack. Whoa, dirt shack. Maximize your dirtin'. Riverside dirt shack. Shaquale Onale. Do you kids remember Vine? It's hard to say what my favorite Vine was. I think it was the Free Shavakadu. Surely there are Vines I like more. But it says a lot that that's the one that comes to mind. So even if it wasn't my favorite, it's the one that I believe is my favorite. And that's like the same thing. I don't think my brain works. Y'all know how it is. Almost looked like a little creeper face made out of red hot iron. I'm probably gonna jinx it, but I've made like... What is this? I've made a ton of iron, and so far have not gotten a single one to fail. Like, there's 11 right there, and I've already got a bunch of iron tools, so I've made quite a few. And since I've drawn attention to it, this next one is probably going to fail. As far as I know, none of my mods have made iron less likely to fail. And I don't think it's a setting, so this is just remarkably good luck. Probably make up for some of the bad luck that I got earlier, dying repeatedly to Sawblade Drifters. It was self-inflicted, but you can still call that bad luck. How's the weather out here? It's too cold for my black nightshade. I just really like the idea of black nightshade wine. That's why I've got some in my cellar. I should probably bottle that so that it can age. Technically, it will age in the barrel. Oh, what's up, Drifter? It's been a long time since I've had visitors at this door. It did take me entirely too long to move out of this dirt shack and into that actual house over there. And then quite a bit longer than that to slap at least a dirt roof. Hopefully this hammer lasts, because I got another hammer head, but I don't think I have a stick in here. And can't make a hammerhead without a stick. It's the first thing they teach you in clown college. Think it would be something actually relevant to clowns, but no. You'd think incorrectly. Yet another really good bloom. Unpunished. But if anybody chatting or lurking is on the fence about getting Vintage Story, I'm playing with a ton of mods, but I can say that even without mods, this game is a ton of fun. So don't let your dreams be dreams. Unless you're not financially in a place to get the game currently, in which case, just watch where it goes. It's still updating. I've been enjoying the game for a few years now, so I highly doubt that the devs are going to do anything to make it not fun. But even if they somehow did screw it up, there's always mods for that. Maybe try not to become the next Bethesda, where you just release shitty rushed game after shitty rushed game and expect the fans to fix it with mods and fan patches. Although I do think that mods could potentially save Pokemon. Nintendo needs to get with the times. Pokemon, but I swapped the model for Pikachu out with Agumon. Agumon breathes fire, but now he shoots lightning. Don't question things. Bandai Namco, or whoever owns Pokemon, not Pokemon, Digimon would be pissed. Who owns Digimon? Doo-doo-doo. Whoops, helps if I can type. Alright, sleep well, Pocket Dragon. Bandai. And Toei. Assuming Bandai is Bandai Namco, then I was partially correct on who owns Digimon. Never heard of Toei, though. It's also possible I'm mispronouncing that. I do be pronouncing a lot of words as if they're Finnish. And a lot of the time ending up being correct. Whereas if I was pronouncing these words like an American, I would be wrong. Finnish is not the most practical language to be learning, but it is a beautiful language. Is this going to be my first failed bloom? Would be a heck of a thing to end the stream on. They say you learn more from your failures than your successes. I've seen Meet the Robinsons. It's actually a really good movie. I like it anyway. No, I should have enough to save this. This is probably the closest I've come. Actually, no, that's not true. In my last stream, I did have one where I had exactly enough voxels. So quite a bit closer to failing. This one has one extra. That being said, I do have to stop streaming. I'm so sorry to the 8 or so of you who are still hanging out. For those of you who are just kind of hanging out, I want you to know that I do appreciate the lurkers. People don't shout out lurkers quite enough, but you are basically the backbone of live streaming. I mean, obviously, it's great when people are talking in chat, have somebody to talk to, keep me from doing stupid stuff. I'm gonna do stupid stuff, even if I do have people trying to keep me from doing them. But you know what I'm talking about. If you are watching this in the future as a VOD, I stream at pretty weird hours, at least for my own time zone. But if you can make it in, stop by sometime, say hello in chat. Let me know how stupid I am, because I am very stupid. I have been told to stop saying that. I will someday. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more. I'm never hovering over the end stream button when I'm actually trying to do the outro. Ending the stream now. Fizzity farewell. I want you to all to know that I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day or night, depending on your time zone. If it is like not day or night, it's some middle ground, like morning or evening. Have an okay morning or evening. You can only have a good day or a good night. I'm rambling. Peace.